When your hands begin to tingle as you type, or your legs feel strangely heavy just walking to the mailbox, it can feel like your body is quietly betraying you. Many of my patients once told me, "Doctor, I guess I'm just getting old." But what if I told you those aches, that stiffness, that creeping weakness aren't simply aging, but a message from your body that something deeper is slipping away? I'm Dr. Brian, and welcome to Channel Ageless Garden. Today we're going to explore a secret hidden inside your very skin and bones: collagen, the scaffolding that keeps you steady, springy, and strong. After 60, most people lose up to a third of this vital protein, and that loss shows up as numb fingers, weak legs, and painful joints. But here's the hope. With the right vegetables, you can rebuild, restore, and reclaim your independence. Let me take you back to one of my earliest patients in this journey, a woman named Margaret. She was 72, sharp as ever in her mind, but her body was slowing down. "Dr. Brian," she told me, "I can't even grip the lid of a jar anymore, and my knees sound like gravel when I climb stairs." She thought she needed stronger pain pills, but what she truly needed was stronger collagen. That's when I introduced her to a friend hiding right inside her fridge, the humble red bell pepper. You might look at that sweet, shiny pepper and see just a splash of color for your salad, but your body sees something far more powerful: a fire starter. Collagen, you see, is like the scaffolding that holds up a house. Without enough bricks and mortar, the walls sag. Vitamin C is the spark that helps your body lay those bricks, and red bell peppers are loaded with it. Half a cup gives you more than 150% of what you need in a day. That's not just good, it's transformative. In fact, a study published in the Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that older adults who consume more vitamin C had better grip strength and faster walking speed. Think about that. Something as simple as eating more peppers could mean the difference between shuffling across the room or walking with energy, between fumbling with a coffee mug or holding it steady. For Margaret, it meant opening that jar without pain for the first time in months. But peppers don't stop at vitamin C. They also carry an antioxidant called capsanthin, which I like to think of as a quiet bodyguard. Over the years, our joints and nerves suffer from little sparks of rusting damage called oxidative stress. Capsanthin slips in like a shield, protecting those delicate fibers from wearing thin too quickly. The key, though, is in how you eat them. High heat will destroy much of that precious vitamin C. So instead of roasting them to a crisp, slice them raw into a salad or toss them in at the end of a stir fry. Every crisp bite is like feeding your body the materials it's been missing. Now let's pair that with another green ally that doesn't look tough at all: spinach. Its soft leaves seem fragile, but inside is a symphony of nutrients that play together like a well-rehearsed orchestra. Spinach offers vitamin A in the form of beta-carotene, which acts like the conductor guiding your collagen-building cells. Without that signal, the workers on your body's construction site don't know what to build. Then comes lutein and chlorophyll, two pigments that fight off the silent fires of inflammation that smolder in our joints and nerves as we age. And here's something many of my patients are surprised to learn: that tingling in your hands, that feeling like pins and needles, is often linked to low magnesium. Spinach is packed with this mineral. Magnesium is like the oil that keeps your body's machinery running smoothly. It helps muscles contract properly, nerves fire correctly, and collagen fibers stay stable. Yet over 60% of older adults aren't getting enough. No wonder so many feel their bodies misfiring. What I love most about spinach, though, is its natural nitrates. These compounds gently widen your blood vessels, letting more oxygen and nutrients reach your fingertips and toes. For someone whose hands fall asleep while knitting, or whose legs feel heavy halfway through a walk, this can be life-changing. Better blood flow means more delivery trucks bringing collagen's building blocks exactly where they're needed. When Margaret began adding raw bell pepper slices to her lunch and a generous helping of sautéed spinach to her dinners, she called me 3 months later with excitement. "Doctor," she said, "I feel lighter. My hands don't buzz anymore when I read my book in bed. I even danced at my granddaughter's wedding." That's the power of two simple vegetables. They are not just food, they are medicine hidden in plain sight. A gentleman named Samuel once came to see me with a cane in hand, though he was only 68. "Doc," he sighed, "my knees grind like old gears, and my fingers lock up after I hold a newspaper." He thought his time of walking freely had ended, But sometimes a solution comes from the most unlikely place, a vegetable many people push aside because it feels a little slimy. Okra. That slippery texture you notice when you cook okra isn't a flaw. It's a design. Inside is a gel-like substance called mucilage. Think of mucilage like the oil in a squeaky hinge. Our joints are naturally cushioned by synovial fluid, a slippery liquid that keeps cartilage from scraping bone against bone. But as collagen declines with age, that fluid dries up. Every step starts to feel like grinding gears. Okra's mucilage mimics that natural cushion, gently restoring glide to stiff joints. It doesn't stop there. Okra contains compounds with long names, pectin, polyphenols, rhamnogalacturonin, but what matters is that they nudge your body to actually build more collagen in connective tissue. A 2021 study found that extracts from okra not only reduced swelling in joints, but even encouraged cartilage to regenerate. Imagine a vegetable that can rebuild what time has eroded. For Samuel, this was like hearing his body wasn't finished after all. And while joints are the stage where pain is loudest, nerves often suffer silently. That burning in the feet, the pins and needles in the hands, these are often linked to frayed collagen sheaths around nerve fibers. Okra brings in quercetin and other flavonoids that act like insulation repairmen, calming inflammation and rebuilding that protective layer. Over time, this means fewer sparks of pain firing randomly down your arms or legs. Now let's add another partner to this healing duo, broccoli. It's a vegetable we all know, but many underestimate. Where okra cushions, broccoli detoxes and defends. Its superpower comes from a compound called sulforaphane. Don't worry about the name. What matters is what it does. Sulforaphane acts like a switch, turning on your body's own repair genes. Picture tiny maintenance crews being called back to work, scrubbing away inflammation and protecting fibroblasts, the very cells that spin collagen fibers. Research backs this up. One study showed sulforaphane not only reduced inflammation in cartilage, but actively shielded collagen-producing cells from damage. That means stronger tendons, more flexible ligaments, and joints that can withstand the daily dance of living. Broccoli also brings a whole package of supporting nutrients, vitamin C, vitamin K, calcium, all essential bricks in your collagen house. Without them, the scaffolding weakens and mobility falters. Another quiet gift of broccoli is its role in blood sugar control. High blood sugar can cause a process called glycation, which stiffens collagen fibers, turning them brittle like overcooked pasta. When that happens, skin sags, joints ache, and healing slows. By helping regulate blood sugar, broccoli keeps your collagen supple, flexible, and useful. I'll never forget the day Samuel returned for a follow-up. His cane was leaning against the chair instead of clenched in his hand. "Doc," he grinned, "I can garden again. My knees still click now and then, but the grinding is gone, and my hands don't lock like before." He had started roasting broccoli with garlic twice a week and stewing okra with tomatoes, something his wife learned from her grandmother. Small changes, but the results felt monumental. When you look at okra and broccoli, remember this. One cushions your joints, the other defends your collagen. Together, they create a partnership of comfort and repair, a chance for your body to feel oiled, protected, and alive again. One afternoon, a man named Jorge came to see me, frustrated by his legs. "Doctor," he said, "they feel heavy, like I'm dragging sandbags when I walk, and my toes are always cold, even in summer." His tests showed no blocked arteries, no major disease. What he was experiencing was something subtler. Poor circulation, made worse by collagen loss. For him, the first answer came from an earthy, ruby-colored root, the beet. Beets may look humble, but inside them is a natural compound that works like a miracle for blood flow. Nitrates. Once inside your body, these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, a gas that relaxes and widens your blood vessels. Imagine your blood vessels as highways. Over time, they narrow, traffic slows, and nutrients can't reach the faraway towns, your fingers and toes. Beets act like road crews, widening those lanes so oxygen and collagen-building nutrients can finally reach the distant edges of your body. For Jorge, this meant energy in his legs again, the difference between struggling across the street and walking his dog around the block. But circulation is only half the story. Beets are also loaded with betalains, those deep red pigments that not only give them color, but act as shields against inflammation and oxidative stress. They preserve the delicate collagen matrix in your joints and blood vessels, helping them stay flexible rather than brittle. Add in folate, a nutrient that nourishes your blood vessels at the genetic level, and you have a root that supports endurance, strength, and repair. When I told Jorge to start roasting beets with olive oil or blending them into smoothies, he looked doubtful. "Doctor, you mean the same beet that stained my mother's cutting board?" He laughed, but weeks later he came back with a smile. "My toes are warm again, and my legs don't feel like sandbags anymore." Now let's travel from the soil of the land to the depths of the ocean, where another collagen ally quietly grows: seaweed. Most people don't think of seaweed beyond sushi rolls or the green strips washed ashore. But this ocean vegetable is a treasure chest of trace minerals that your collagen machinery desperately needs. Inside those slippery fronds are iodine, zinc, manganese, and copper, each one a tiny tool that enzymes use to stitch collagen fibers together. Without them, the fabric of your body frays. Seaweed also brings something rare: compounds like fucoidin and alginates that not only reduce inflammation, but actually signal fibroblasts, the little spinners of collagen, to ramp up production. Think of fibroblasts as tired workers on a factory floor. Seaweed comes in like a new manager, encouraging them to get back to the machines. The result? Stronger tendons, healthier skin, and connective tissue that feels supported rather than strained. There's another layer too. Seaweed supports the thyroid, the master gland that sets the tempo for your body's repair systems. When thyroid function lags, everything slows: healing, circulation, energy. By feeding the thyroid with natural iodine, seaweed ensures the repair clock keeps ticking at the right pace. One of my patients, Eleanor, an 80-year-old retired teacher, used to struggle with constant cramps in her calves. After adding small amounts of dried nori sheets to her soups and sprinkling kelp flakes on her rice, she noticed something remarkable. "The cramps are gone, doctor. I can even walk the beach again without worrying my legs will seize up." That's the beauty of seaweed. You don't need much, just a sprinkle, to awaken deep reserves of healing. Together, beets and seaweed form a powerful partnership. One pushes blood and nutrients to your farthest reaches. The other delivers the minerals and compounds that weave those nutrients into strong collagen. They don't just help you walk lighter, they help you feel reconnected, from the tips of your toes to the strands of your hair. When Margaret, a 72-year-old widow, came to see me, she looked worn down. Her hands ached when she tried to knead bread dough, her knees felt stiff on the stairs, and she confessed quietly, "Doctor, I'm afraid I won't be able to keep tending my garden. It's the only thing that keeps me feeling alive." What she didn't know was that two of the simplest, often overlooked vegetables could help protect and rebuild her collagen more powerfully than most pills. One growing tall and proud, the other hiding in plain sight as a garnish: asparagus and parsley. Let's start with asparagus. At first glance, it seems delicate, but inside this green spear is one of the body's most potent natural shields: glutathione. Think of glutathione as your body's security guard. Every day, stress, pollution, and even natural aging throw sparks of oxidative damage at your collagen, weakening it like rust eating away at a bridge. Glutathione steps in to neutralize those sparks before they can set the structure ablaze. By preserving collagen, it keeps joints smoother, muscles more resilient, and skin more elastic. Asparagus also carries vitamin K, a nutrient with a quiet but essential role. Vitamin K acts like a traffic cop for calcium. Left unmanaged, calcium sometimes deposits in the wrong places, like joints and blood vessels, causing stiffness and pain. With vitamin K's guidance, calcium is directed into the bones, where it belongs, strengthening your foundation instead of weighing down your mobility. Add in folate, which supports DNA repair and cellular renewal, and asparagus becomes more than a springtime treat. It's a daily investment in collagen's integrity. Now, parsley may surprise you. For many people, it's just the green sprinkle on a plate, quickly brushed aside. But parsley is one of nature's richest sources of vitamin C, ounce for ounce. It surpasses even oranges. And vitamin C is the very spark plug your body needs to turn amino acids into collagen. Without it, the whole assembly line grinds to a halt. Imagine fibroblasts, the little craftsmen that weave collagen fibers, sitting idle at their looms until vitamin C walks in and flips the switch. Parsley provides that spark in abundance. Beyond vitamin C, parsley is dense with chlorophyll, that bright green pigment that captures the sun's energy. In your body, chlorophyll acts like an oxygen delivery service, improving how tissues receive and use oxygen. More oxygen means faster healing, stronger muscles, and a body that feels more alive. Even the fibroblasts themselves, those collagen spinners, thrive in this oxygen-rich environment. I think of Margaret whenever I chop parsley. She began adding fresh parsley into her soups, blending it into smoothies, and sprinkling it generously over roasted vegetables. Alongside that, she lightly steamed asparagus 3 times a week. At her follow-up months later, she walked in with dirt still on her hands. "Doctor," she said with a grin, "I'm back in my garden. I planted roses again. My knees complain less, and my hands have strength for the trowel." She had not only kept her garden, she had reclaimed a part of her joy. Asparagus and parsley are humble, everyday foods, but together they protect, rebuild, and energize your collagen systems. One shields your collagen from oxidative damage and misdirected minerals, while the other ignites collagen production and oxygenates your tissues. They remind us that healing isn't always exotic or expensive. Sometimes it's growing right in your backyard or sitting quietly on your dinner plate, waiting for you to give it the respect it deserves. Collagen loss is not simply getting older. It is your body's way of asking for care, for nourishment, for renewal. And the answer isn't locked in a laboratory or hidden in a bottle of expensive supplements. It's in the vibrant vegetables you can add to your plate: bell peppers, spinach, okra, broccoli, beets, seaweed, asparagus, and parsley. These foods awaken your body's natural ability to repair, to strengthen, and to restore. At any age, healing is possible. If you felt tingling, weakness, or stiffness, know this: your story isn't over. It's just beginning.